Well, anyone who takes the TTC knows how frustrating the commute can sometimes be. But for those dealing with mental health issues, riding the Rocket can sometimes just further compound their stress and anxiety. That's why the TTC is taking steps to better serve one group that's often left behind.
The stat says 1 in 5. So if you really think about it, 20 people on that bus may be suffering in silence without anybody knowing.
Raymond Hay takes the TTC on a regular basis and says some of the interactions he's seen have left him troubled.
You know, with somebody walking up and down the aisle and somebody calling somebody crazy, and, you know, the perception of somebody talking about somebody in that and not having the respect.
The longtime accountant shared his story of living with bipolar disorder with TTC workers as part of a mental health awareness training organized by Progress Place, a community-based health recovery center for adults like him.
We do hear stories from our members that come in, and they might have had some frustration on the TTC. People don't always understand if someone's asking questions or trying to figure out where they are or what's happened, or if they're having anxiety and maybe talking to themselves to try and figure it out. We regard this as our Hall of Fame.
This year, Progress Place has helped train more than 120 TTC staff, including special constables, enforcement officers, wheel trans operators, and even customer service reps who staff the phone lines.
We'll get calls from people who are highly anxious and they're either struggling with the crowds or they're having trouble finding their way. It's giving the people on the other side of the phone the tools to be able to calm them down.
The TTC says the tools will be especially important for wheel-trans staff, with the program eligibility now including riders with cognitive, mental health, and sensory disabilities. The workshops use real-life scenarios to help frontline workers with common situations, like how to react to angry or aggressive riders.
I'm not saying stop yelling. The first thing you do is you're trying to empathize. I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say, but it's hard to understand what you're saying when you're raising your voice at me.
Havel says with so many different types of people passing through the TTC every day, she believes the training could help save a life.
Sometimes when people are very sad, depressed, you know, people might contemplate suicide. So that's clearly another area where we wanted to make sure people had as much support and training as possible.
We are human beings. We are part of the society, and the perception that anybody that suffers any sort of mental illness is you know, it can happen to any professional.
Now, the TTC says their vehicle operators have received similar training in the past, but they will be rolling out a refresher course over the next 2 years in compliance with the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disability Act. Ginella Massa, City News.